All right, welcome to another edition of Pool Funding Insights and Updates. Okay, I am gathered together with about 40 people here right now that we've been talking about the direction we're going with pool funding now that we're ending August. So we're coming to this is the last week. What happened to this month? This is the last week of August, guys. Amazing. Anyway, so it is my expectation that we're going to be growing very, very fast. And that's because we are addressing the core issue. The concern that's on most people's minds when it comes to pool funding is how can everybody succeed at least getting 2 people to join them in pool funding, okay? Now, most other opportunities are not so concerned about that at all. They just kind of factor in attrition as part of the natural course of things. Some will make it, some won't, and so what, right? That's kind of going to be the attitude of most opportunities in the world, okay, that, are referral based. People take their shot, they come in, they either do well or they don't do well. But because of our aim and because of what we want, the impact we're really looking to have in the world, attrition cannot be something so acceptable for us here in pool funding. We must have something that has mass appeal, and it has to work for the most average and normal person out there. It really does. It has to really work for them so that they could be successful in pool funding. You need at least 2 referrals, okay? So we do have one service, which is Pool Match Me, where you can purchase 2 referrals, but of course that's starting in the $1 pool for only $100. So you can buy signups, and that's coming online right now. There has been some more traction happening in Pool Match Me. So that is gearing up, and it's getting stronger by the day. But a lot of people don't want to start down at the $1 pool. They just want to just keep going and move forward in the $10 pool. And so I've chosen to address that as well. Okay. I've been meeting with Mike Dages. You're here, right, Mike? Where are you, Mike? Thought I saw him. Also been
Yes,
meeting
I'm
with,
here. I'm
oh,
here.
there he
Mhm.
is. And I've been meeting with Steve Thompson. You're here, Steve? He might be onboarding someone right now. That guy's really busy. Anyway, and we also been meeting with someone who is really like a world expert at lead generation and conversion. Okay. So the converting part, that's the key part as far as I'm concerned. We can get leads from all kind of places, but converting a lead into a sign up, that's where the magic really happens. Okay. So we're going to be working closely with this expert. I've already agreed to start our relationship with $1,000. So I'm going to give this expert $1,000 to begin with. We're going to get a quantity of leads from him, and these are going to be what they call the real-time leads. Okay. The idea is that these aren't leads that have been sitting on a shelf somewhere. These are leads that are hot off the press. They just barely were minted, barely created. Someone inputting their information. Here's my phone number. Okay. Specifically, I'm interested in phone numbers. So what we're paying for is a phone number. Okay. I'm sure we'll get email addresses on top of that, but the campaign that we want to run is more of a text campaign than it will be email. Okay. We want to text and get them into a phone call, into a Zoom meeting in the shortest possible path possible, right? Some sort of pathway leading up to that. So we'll be meeting with the expert this week, designing this pathway using their expertise in such matters. And then we're going to be gathering a handful of leaders here in the community which are capable enough to do the production side of working the lead into conversion. Okay. And then those that want to pay for the lead, they will have the ability to observe the activities of the person working the lead, and they'll be working the lead in their behalf. Okay, so let me just use Steve as an example here. Let's say Steve is producing. So we're going to compensate Steve. We'll be probably paying him something like $10 an hour in PFB. So he'll be compensated with PFB. I've got billions of it, so and he's a good hodl nut. He likes to hold it anyway. So, but be paying Steve like $10 an hour in PFB on a Zoom call, and then let's just say Hunter, for example. He's paid for some leads. Now the packages are going to be 5 leads for $50. That's 1 unit. Okay, 1 unit is 5 leads for $50. If you want 2 units, that'd be $100. And I could probably give you some assurance that if you purchase 2 units, then we can assure you of a sign up out of 2, okay, in the $10 pool. Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to come in with $300, but they'll come in the $10 pool somehow. Okay. There's different ways to enter the $10 pool where, the 300 is not the only option. So that's the best option, but not the only option. So Hunter is observing Steve as he's receiving these leads in real time. Okay. He's watching him, what he does. And he's there, hanging out with them on a Zoom call for whatever period of time that, Hunter decides to hang out there. Steve's going to be working in a block of like, 2 hours or 3 hours, something like that. Right. So basically whoever's working these leads, they'll be working in a block of time. Right. And then the leads come in, and then they're assigned to that particular leader, producer. And we're depending on the producers it's easier to train producers than it is to train everyone on how to handle a lead. Does that make sense? Okay. So we'll have a small quantity of producers. We'll train them well. We that way we maximize the result that comes out. And when the handoff is ready, Steve hands off the person to Hunter. Okay, here you go. Sorry, Hunter, your first lead 1, your second lead 2, your third lead 3, your fourth lead 4. They all were like, no go. They stopped responding, right? They died, right? But good news, lead number 5 went through the whole process. We got into a verbal call, and they want to meet you and sign up. Okay. So then Hunter and Steve and the lead come together on a Zoom call, and Hunter then is given the reins to be working with that person moving forward. And then Hunter helps them get on with an onboarder and all that, and follow a plan of action that the producer will come up with. Right. So the producer will set the plan of action with the lead, depending on how the lead responds to certain questions for the $10 pool. Okay. All right. Is that sounding good to you, Hunter?
Yep, that definitely makes sense.
All right.
Sounds like a
So you
sounds like a
paid
great deal.
you paid for 5 leads, and if only one of them turned into a sign up, you're okay with that. But you're not the one having to do the text messages and the voicemails and the follow-ups. You're not doing any of that. You're just observing it as much as possible, right? You got to
Right.
show up in order to have a lead hand off to you. You know what I'm saying? So the
Makes
idea
sense.
is, because we want people to learn, right? So basically, Steve, while he's working, he'll be saying, "Okay, I just got this lead in. Here's the information on the lead. Um, I'm going to take this action now," and he does it, right? I'm going to send this text message, and then he does it, right? And then just kind of like that way, people that pay for the service can actually learn by observation, what it takes to be a producer. And then we can also then multiply our producers that way as well, right? Because people like, oh, I could do that. And then before you know it, we've got 100 producers, and then we got 500 producers, right? And then they could be serving the greater need out there. So everything here is scalable and expandable. So we'll start with a quantity. When that quantity is all bought up, pre-purchased, if you will, then we'll take money from that and buy more leads behind that, and then sell those. So it's going to be kind of like that. And when you just have to have producers, so you'll see how it goes. But this is kind of the direction where we're going, because what we want to do is when a new person joins Pool Funding, we want to remove all doubt in their head that they're going to fail at getting 2 people. Come on. Okay. I mean, you should be able to come into Pool Funding with high level of confidence that somehow, some way, you're going to end up getting with at least 2 people. And, if everything worked out perfectly with those 2, that could get you as high as $30,000 a month in positive cash flow with just 2. Okay, that's how our scaling works, from the $1, $10, $100 to the $1,000 pool. If all you had was 2 to go up, scale up, it is possible to do it on 2. It's not something that would happen very quick, right? It'd take a while if all you had was 2 to get all the way up to $30,000 monthly. But the beautiful thing about Pool Funding is that we're here to stay. So what? Right? If it took someone 2 or 3 years to get up to the point where they got $30,000 a month coming in, but they never got more than 2 people and that was it, right? That's still a good deal for that person. I hope you guys can agree with me on that. On the other hand, you get 4 people, that'd be $90,000 a month. Okay. And things could happen even faster. I don't think it would take more than, it's definitely less than 2 years, but maybe somewhere between 12 to 18 months to with 4 solid people, right? They're gonna go with you from pool to pool to pool, and they're gonna do what it takes to move upward into the different pools. And then if you're more aggressive, then yeah, there's nothing gonna stop someone to getting 10 people, 20 people. And then shortening the time to get to millionaire status down to, less than a year. Okay. So each pathway depends on each person, what they really after, what they're really going to put out there. But the point is, when someone joins Pool Funding, what we don't want them to have is doubt about the idea of being able to achieve positive cash flow in Pool Funding. It only takes 2 to create positive cash flow, and we want to remove all doubt. What's your guys' response to this message?
Fantastic.
Agree.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
That's
terrific.
an awesome plan. Very good, Awesome very plan. good.
I think it all makes sense.
All right. So we're going to start seeing fireworks here soon. So we appreciate Mike and Steve, and for their connections and for their willingness to help me kick off this kind of a thing. And once it starts going, it's going to need your support. All of you need to kick in and support it. Okay, at least order a unit of 5 for $50, so that we can then just be piling in as many leads as possible. And the people that we're working with, they very confident they can produce real-time leads, and they've demonstrated other clients what they've done, how fast campaigns work, and I'm pretty confident that this is gonna work. But would I stake my life on it? No. No, I wouldn't stake my life on it, because I'm not that confident. Okay, so I'm just telling you where to measure things right now. Okay, but yeah, very confident, but I'll keep my life in check. I'm not going to put that at risk. But we'll say that I've got a lot of experience too. I've gone from zero to millionaire status more than one time. You know what I'm saying? So I know the ropes. Okay, I know the pathway, and things are very familiar to me. I see things. I see where we're at. I see what's happening. I'm real excited about where we're at right now. I feel like the hard work is really behind us. So I'm excited about, we're going to be talking about the holidays. Give it 45 days, and that's all we're going to be talking about is the holidays, because we'll be right in the mix of the beginning of that. Before you know it, you'll start seeing Santa Claus and Rudolph and stuff like that popping up all over the place. So, little baby Jesus here and there and everywhere, it's going to happen. That's what's coming. We know it's coming. And we're in August right now. We're still enjoying our summer days. They're hot. They're nice. But they're not going to last. They're almost over. So we're going to head into fall. And this is where we need to have that curve hit hard right now. Because let me share with you a poster that we were using in the month of December of last year. Because it'll be obvious why we put this poster up there, and we were talking about it a lot. Okay, this is the poster from last year, last December. Let me find it here. Oh, that's the movie. Let me see if I know I've got the poster here somewhere. Well, it's in here, so let me just fast forward to it. Yeah. So this is the end of the Huddle Knot. So let me just play a little bit here.
November 7th, 2023, marked the launch of the $10 pool, an initiative that ignited. The anticipation was palpable.
So let's see, you gotta go back a little bit, and here we go. There we go.
And by the end of the year, we had amassed a remarkable
That was it. So this was the poster
excitement
we were
among our
using.
community.
So we were using this poster here in December. Don't let one day out of the year run the entire month of December. Say yes to pool funding now, so you'll have extra money for Christmas, right? You understand why we put this poster out there? No?
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, you haven't seen Bad Santa, But
No, I want to.
yeah. He's a good actor. I like him as an actor. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people, they just kind of start to shut down. You get in the first day of December, maybe not so much, but sometimes by the time people get to like the 5th or the 6th day of December, it's like their brain just like fell out of their head, and they don't want to even look or talk about anything except for it's Christmas is coming. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're trying to keep people glued together, for the whole month, because we had just barely launched in November. Think about it. We launched on November 7th, and boom, in less than a month, we were facing that. So that's what we had to deal with. We still managed to put together 600, users, before the end of the year. So not bad, right? Starting on November 7th and ending the year with 600 users. That's what we ended up doing. But it was tough in the month of December. A lot of people, it was impossible the last week. The last week, I gave up. There's nothing that could be done the last week. So we basically said, enjoy your holiday. But we fought the good fight for the first 3 weeks of December, trying to keep people engaged and in promoting pool funding. So there you go, guys. So that's where we're at, and we're going to be. We want to have our biggest move happen, between now and the end of November. This is where we need to see the hard swing, okay, and we need to see momentum kick in really hard, so that we can just kind of coast right past December, and then keep the march going hard in January, February of next year. That's our plan. Any final thoughts before I end the recording?
I have a question for you, Ace.
Sure, Scott.
Once you've got your 4, what happens to the people you bring in after that?
You keep on adding to your referral base, and each referral is valuable to you, you know, up to like $365,000 a year, right? So you can keep, you're not limited to 4, in other words, but each account only holds 4. And when you sign up for your 5th one, if you use the same account or the same referral link, then it just automatically creates a new account, and then you have like an account 1 and account 2 and an account 3. I'll just show you an example of that. We'll share this.
Okay.
And let's minimize that. I think I could just close it. Right, there we go.
I'm glad you asked that question because that's my question as well.
So we'll go from the guarantee into my pool funding account here. Okay, so pool funding. All right, so this is Ace Fletcher. Notice it says Ace Fletcher account 1. Okay. It's full. It's got 4 referrals. Okay. This is my referral link. So I kept using that referral link, and it created account 2. Okay. Now this process is explained in detail somewhat in this video down here at the bottom of the page. Okay. Right about here. You just jump to this part of the video and you'll see it. But anyway, it creates the second account automatically when the 5th person joined under that link. Okay. And then that account also got full, right? So then it created another account. And so far I've only got 1 here. I've only got 1 sign up on this account. Okay. And it's the 3rd account. And yeah, let's see here. Also same thing's true. That same referral link. If you go to the dollar account, the changing the pool here, but it's still the same link. The link is identical. It's the changing of the pool that triggers it. I also have 4 referrals on the first account. I've got 4 more on the second account, and then I've also got 2 on my 3rd account. So this one actually can be qualified, So basically that referral link is responsible for about 19 people, or 19, even though a lot of it's the same people, but it's the same referral link, because basically the referral link is just some the header, poolfunding.io, whatever, and then it has the wallet address, right? So it's the OXFC is the wallet address, right? That's all the link is. Okay. Web 3.0, that's how Web 3.0 works. It's just attaching the wallet, right? Okay. So that's how the mechanics work here, okay, of our design. You can have unlimited accounts, you can have unlimited referrals. So, and we also allow you to have sub accounts, which means that you can go through self-qualification instead of holding you to the fire on having to have real people to become qualified. But that doesn't get you daily pay. Just because you're qualified doesn't mean you're getting daily pay. You only get daily pay when you have real people, because the real people are on a timer, but your sub accounts are not, and the pool is not on a timer either, right? So it's not paying your sub account, every day. It pays when it completes a rotation, which is 3 to 4 days right about now. That's what a full rotation is. Okay.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes, sir.
Can you deposit money into those accounts just like, cash? Can you use them as like a bank account?
No, we're not using the terminology account in the same sense as like a place to make a deposit. It's just basically for accounting purposes, right? It's an account. And so basically the website itself is not a station or place to put any money. You'll notice that all the money is held by the members inside their respective wallets. And then even I, as the creator, and all of the software we have has no ability to crack open any of your wallets, right? We can't get into your wallet unless you actually click on that confirm button. Nothing happens, right? So you have total
Right.
control over the money in your wallet at all times. And that's what people want. They want safety, and we provide that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, good question.
I have a question, sir.
All right, we got a hand up, but go ahead, Paul. Go ahead.
Yeah, so on the subject of the sub accounts in the $1 pool, when you have two sub accounts, which account is it best to use for your first 4 referrals?
Okay, when you have sub accounts, we have actually an explanation what we want you to do when you use sub accounts inside the website itself. So if you go down here, the instructions say to get your first two, put your first 2 referrals under your first sub account instead of putting them below the main account. Okay. The reason for that is now you have a qualified sub account, right? Because those 2 referrals now qualify it. The next 2 referrals should go underneath the sub account 2 for the same reason, to get that qualified. And then according to this, referrals 5 and 6 can then go underneath the main account, which is right here or right here, depending on how you look at it. Okay. And then that would fill up those 4 spots on the main account. That'd be 5 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from there, you got 2 more spots to fill here and 2 more spots to fill there, for a total of 10 empty spots to fill between the 3 accounts, right? Because 4 times 3 is 12. 2 of those are being used for the sub accounts. That leaves 10 for real people, right? And if you put 10 people and fill everything up in that particular order, you'll maximize the benefits for not just yourself, but for the community too.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay. And then we've got a hand up from Kenny.
Hey.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Hey, real quick, I'm understanding that as a referral that you're put into the pool Match Me as an ability for somebody to purchase, for a sponsor to come in and purchase the referral.
Right.
If somebody signs up as a referral and wants to be a sponsor, is there a way to change that?
Yeah, the programmer is going to fix that pretty soon, where you'll be able to click on a button and just change your status. So
Okay.
that's coming soon.
Okay.
But we've been instructing people that the only reason you would ever choose to be a referral inside Pool Match Me is that you can't, you don't have any hope of putting together $30 on your own to be able to pay your own way, right? So why would you want to come in as a referral if you can do that? So you would choose sponsor, right? So the idea is that if everybody comes in as a sponsor, then that becomes part of your team. Let me share that with you here. Getting a lot of meat here in this training. It's going to be a long training, but it's going to be meaty, So let's see here. Full Match Me. All right. So you have my people here. So these are my referrals, right? Notice how my referrals, they came in as sponsor, not as referral. Sponsor. See, they chose to be sponsor, not referrals. And as long as they choose to be sponsored, they'll never show up here in this list. They'll never end up over here ever.
Okay.
Now, for those of you that have paid for the service, this list is growing by about 5 to 10 people a day right now, and people are starting to pick them off. So if you've kind of let this get a little dusty, you haven't gone in here, there are some new people coming in right now, and they're coming in faster and faster now. Okay, so this is growing. Okay,
and that's where you would select your 2 people for the $100.
That's right.
That
you get 2 for 100, right? 2 matches. I've got 1 match so far, right? So this is my match. I've got DJ here, and I've been transparent on my training with him, so you can see my training on my YouTube channel.
And the $100 also includes their first $30 for the first month.
That's right. That doesn't cost
Okay.
the referral anything. So,
Yeah,
you know, so it's a very good deal. So,
Okay,
I
like it.
if you're willing to start down at the $1 level and, you know, help those people, because they're the people in the Philippines, Africa, they're more connected than Western people, the US, Canada, Australia, UK. In the West, people are so isolated, right? And they're around people all the time, but there's no real connection, right? They just can't walk up to someone and have like a real conversation, like, right? Everything is politically correct or whatever you want to call it now, right? Where you're being very careful with your language, with even talking to family members, brothers and sisters. You got to, you know, kind of watch what you say, and people are so hesitant to, you know, share opportunities with people that they know, because they don't want doors of their life to be shut on them, you know, because they might have made someone feel uncomfortable because they introduced them to an opportunity. As strange as that sounds, it's just strange coming out of my mouth. That's kind of where the West has gone, you know. And so the East in Africa, they have less of that as a problem today, much less. They're still talking to, you know, the people that they know their neighbor, you know, they know their neighbor by name. They know the names of the children of their neighbor, you know. They probably even know the names of their pets, their dogs and their cats. You know, they're that connected with the community that they reside in. And that's just normal in the Philippines and other places in Asia and Africa. It's normal. So they have a better shot at building a team. And I'll give one little tip here. Here's the tip: if you want to win, you want to get that badge, that 24-hour badge, and you want to build a quick little team and pool match me for free, here's the tip, okay? Just call up everybody that you know. I'm talking to you guys in the Philippines. I'm talking to you guys in Africa. Okay, just call up everybody you know and say, hey, can you help me out? I need to get some free signups on a website, you know, so I get credit for something. Can you help me out? Just take 5 minutes and sign up for free for something. Can you help me out? And they'll do it. You know, in the West, not so much. But in Asia, in Africa, they're willing to help each other out still, and take 5 minutes and sign up for something for free just to help out their neighbor or help out their friend or help out their brother. So that's how you get that 24-hour badge. That's how you can get a little team started, and just encourage everybody to do the same thing. If everybody does that, a massive little team will grow, and then that just be loaded with potential that can, you know, that can be mined and turned into gold, you know. So that's a great little tip. So that's what I've discovered. So you don't have to use the direct approach, just use the help me out, you know, and they don't even care what they're signing up for. They're just doing it because they're helping you out because you asked them to. And that's how it works in places like the Philippines. If it didn't work that way, then how could they possibly survive, you know, if they're not helping each other out? I mean, the wages at an office job in the Philippines are still $10 a day. Think about it. Pair of Nikes, same cost here as in the Philippines as it is in the US. Exactly the same price for a pair of Nikes. That goes with everything else, right? Yeah, food and housing is cheaper here, but they still buy electronics. They still buy, you know, clothing and stuff and, you know, stuff. And they're paying the same price anybody else pays from anywhere else in the world, because that's what the cost of the stuff is. And but a good paying job is still $10 a day, right? So that puts it in perspective. How do you make it when that's a good paying job? They help each other out. And this is the, you know, Pool Match Me is an opportunity to call for that. Help me out. And it works. I've seen it work. Seen it work well. Okay. Would you like to second me on that, DJ? DJ, I've been training him, and I discovered this through him, actually. Are you there, DJ?
No, sir.
You want to second me on that? You know, just if you just say, "Hey, help me out. I need a free sign up on a website. Will you help me out?" Takes 5
Yes,
minutes.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People
Sir,
will do it,
when
right?
Yes, sir. They do it, sir.
Yeah. There you go. All right. There you go. That's a tip. So long video today, but nice and juicy. Lots of nuggets, lots of gold in this video. So be sure to get this one around to people. There'll be some stuff that they might not know about that they'll learn by watching this video. So for now, we can all unmute and say bye for now. We'll say bye-bye to everybody now. Bye-bye.
Hello, bye.
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 Nice, nice show tonight.